Oh my God! Over 30 years within the city with the preachers when all this gang stuff happened. And one thing I noticed, like you said, about the preachers, we preach the truth in the pulpit. But once we leave that pulpit, they're behind closed doors with the mayor, with the governor, other political organizations that's out there for this.
Yeah, come on.
It used to be where we had a passion for young people out in the street and a passion for souls. And we didn't look for government to take care of us. The government really looked to the church for help. Rivers for no, I didn't ask none of them because the scripture says, don't eat at the king's table. And they're eating at the king's table every day. And deals are being made. And now when you have all these preachers back in Monty Walsh, it's because I want a position. I want something at City Hall.
I want a position at the table.
Right. And I need some money. Before, it's supposed to be a passion. Through the many years to deal with all these gangs in the city, where did that money go? Where's the measurable outcome? Because I didn't see no kids stay out of gangs. Matter of fact, they more got murdered and murked. And even preachers who was working with some of these gangbangers kind of set some of these gangbangers up. And they knew he wants to fight, but they need others to get on board across the country.
Come on, talk
in Boston, it's not going to happen.
Talk about the Black
It's not going to happen in Boston.
Yeah.
Because clergy,
I don't see it happening in Podunk, Mississippi.
It's not going to happen.
I went down, check this out.
Well, you know something? It could happen. You know, I mean,
well, I would say
it's going to have to be a move of God.
Right. It has to be a move of God.
Let me tell you what happened.
We can't see it from what we look at. It's a whole place.
Gentlemen, let me tell you what happened to me. Let me tell you what happened to me just 2 months ago. Last week in October. Will convict the world of sin, righteousness, and eternal judgment. But when you use their terms, you then lessen the power of the Spirit of God to convict them of sin. See, that's why with these jive preachers that my brother's talking about, that we know well as ministers, you'll never hear them talk about sin.
You care about your daughters, and it's like, whoa. So, because you hear things, you don't want to take it, but then when you hear it for yourself, you see it for yourself, and it's like, you got all these bishops entitled, they get all this power and authority that they can do what they want to do. They can lay with every girl in the church and get them pregnant, nothing is said, because people believe, well, he's a bishop, he won't do that. He's a pastor. Are you kidding me?
Let me tell you the judgment of God, which
it happens in predominantly white churches too. I tell you.
Well, it happens across the board.
We can't say much about being Catholic. I can't say much.
Don't even go there. But let me tell you what happened. The judgment of God that fell on a black preacher down south. I think it was in the state of Florida. In the revival, in the pulpit, for adultery.
That used to be justifiable homicide in some cases.
Well, I don't know how they're going to, but that's what happened.
How they're going to do it there. But.
That's what, see, we can't play with God.
No.
We have to start preaching the fear of God again, man. We done lost that. We done lost that.
The youth lost it. I tried to get them in the church. And the youth will say, well, first of all, how can these preachers tell me, put my gun down, put my drug down, talk about having mediation and conflict with my enemy when they can't even get along with themselves.
Come on.
And they argue and fight among themselves. Why do I want to go to church to try to find some freedom when there's bondage in the church? When you got folks laying up there with each other, you got the pastors running around, you got
they don't want to hear
money underneath the table. Young folks don't want to hear that.
No, they want to hear that.
How can somebody argue with that with them? You know what I'm saying? How could you turn around and just say, well, that's still, you shouldn't be doing that. Yeah, well, my brother and sister's got a roof over their head, and they're eating, and they got clothes on.
Because I have dealt with, a couple of years ago, we had Shea Vu, roller skating ring. We had, for a whole year we had gangs from all over. Come, it's free, ain't gonna be no drama, have a good time. And I was dealing with Johnson Road right across the street. I got them kids. After Shea Vu, like 12, 1 o'clock, I got them in the house.
That's a skating rink in Boston,
I cooked them breakfast, and I just talked, and they shared about their life. And one of the kids, Masai, who's on Liz Walker's show, Channel 5, and they was constantly coming, put the guns down. I went to one of the city leaders, listen, give me some money so I can take them to Country Buffet. Why? Well, y'all they did what y'all asked them to do, ceasefire. They coming, they're not, doing anything. They're not hanging in the street, they coming with me. Nah, I'm not giving you nothing to take them nowhere. I don't care about these kids. So this whole thing that you put together for a whole year was just to build up your status?
Hirelings.
They don't care about young people in the city. They don't. Because if they did, we would not have the drama that we have in the city of Boston right now. With all these big churches, mega churches. Mega churches, and we still got crime coming out of our ears. Kids still ain't got no job. And if I'm a kid and you telling me to put down the guns, put down the drugs, what do you got for me?
What's my option?
Now I know you're going to give me Jesus. I know that.